Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Are you stuck at home? Need to make a little extra cash? I might be able to help you out. I have tons of ways to make a little extra coin that I'm gonna share with you today. If you're new here and you've never seen my face, hey, I'm Micah. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Cash Crush. This is a channel where I help you get a crush on cash, and I have a lot of really good videos coming out for you guys. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's do this. If you have any video recommendations for me, leave them in the comments below. I have so many good videos for you. A lot of people recently have been stuck at home. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people need to make cash. Some people are just struggling. And I want to share with you some ways that work, some ways that I've tried, some ways that I've heard other people be very successful at. So let's do this. The very first way to make money from home is to sell used things. This could be things that you have lying around the home, things that maybe you were a little bit extra frivolous with. You can sell these items on Poshmark, eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or if you want to sell used things, you could also start buying inventory in order to sell them. Getting inventory from dumpsters, buying them from thrift stores, buying them from flea markets, lots of different places to get them as cheap as humanly possible and then be able to sell them at closer to where their actual value is. And this is where a lot of people can start to make a little bit more higher margins. Back in the day, I used to be an eBay superseller and I would bring in about $6,000 a month. My husband also did dumpster diving, and the first year that he did dumpster diving, he was able to make around $30,000 selling stuff from the dumpster. I also have a really good friend who used to flip furniture on Craigslist. She would buy it from Craigslist, paint it, fix it up, and then sell it on Facebook Marketplace for higher margins. And that was how she paid for her entire tuition for college. So those are some really good ways. If you don't want to see people and you don't want to interact with people, then maybe Poshmark or eBay or something like that would be better, where you could just ship it that way and you don't have to go face to face with anybody. Another position you could do from home is to be a virtual assistant. I used to hear this all of the time and I didn't really think much of it, and I recently hired a virtual assistant for myself and she has been life-changing. I have another channel and I feel like I'm juggling quite a few things, and by getting a virtual assistant can really help an influencer better themselves on their platform, because a lot of influencers, think about it, they post all day on their stories, they post pictures on their stories, they comment back to all the people, they respond to their DMs, they upload videos, they write on blogs, they do all of these things. They have to have help with that or they go a little bit insane and they're not able to have real functioning lives. And some influencers do that on the regular. They just kind of keep going and they keep doing a ton of stuff and they don't allow a lot of time for themselves, and they pretty much spread themselves so thin. And when you're so thin, it's hard for you to extrapolate your brand and to do better or to make more money or to grow yourself or to be a more authentic, refreshed version of yourself, because you're always on and you never get an opportunity to be off. So when I got my virtual assistant, she was really able to help me get a little bit organized. When it comes to virtual assistants, you could make anywhere from $300 a month to $10,000 a month, depending on the clientele you have. If you are very skilled and you feel like you're really good at managing things and you're a very organized person, you could potentially be a virtual assistant to multiple influencers or multiple people. And I mean, if you're making $3,000 here and you're a virtual assistant to 4 different people, which I do feel like would be a little bit challenging, 3,000 times 4, we're looking at $12,000 a month. I mean, it could definitely add up depending on how things go, or you could get a virtual assistant position and work your way into getting more and more work. You could also do positions and incentives where you say, if I help you earn X amount of money, can I please have a bonus of X, Y, and Z? So there's different ways to work it, but definitely if you have influencers that you follow, I have a lot of friends in the social media space that do not have virtual assistants that I do think could definitely benefit from it. So when you think, oh, I could never do that, or I couldn't reach out to them because I'm sure everybody already has one, let me assure you that most people do not have a virtual assistant. But once I got my virtual assistant, it was game changer. If you're interested in possibly pursuing this position, make sure you are an organized person, or make sure you get a little bit more organized before pursuing the position. My next job where you could make money from home is to rent part of your house as an Airbnb. You could rent half of the house. Maybe you have an entire finished basement that's like a walkout basement. You could rent the entire walkout space, or you have a garage or a loft or a couple bedrooms. You could rent those out as well. We are in an interesting season right now, so bear with me, but potentially You could have somebody stay long term. If they knew they were gonna be in a lockdown kind of situation, maybe somebody who was healthy and a good fit, maybe somebody could stay there for just as long as you're staying locked down in your home as well. The next job that you could do from home is to edit either TikToks or edit influencers' videos. Now, you might say to me, I didn't go to school for editing, or I don't know how to edit. One proposition or one way to really position yourself, sometimes people already have editors. And if they have an editor, they may need the backup editor, the person that edits their content when that person has too much work, or that person's on holiday, or that person has a baby. Or there's a lot of content creators that don't have editors at all and they do all of the work themselves. In this scenario, let's say you have a couple big influencers that you really like, or maybe there's a couple smaller ones that you really, really like, and I would recreate her content or that person's content. Let's say, for example, it was cleaning content. I would recreate the video to the T, not in a way to be creepy, but to be able to respect and fully understand her day-to-day responsibilities. Then I would edit it exactly, literally exactly to the T how that person does, so that they do not see anything wrong with the video. It's literally just how they would, and I might even enhance it and make it a little bit better. Now, at first, if you've never edited before, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's gonna take me forever. Yes, it will, 100%. You're gonna have to do research, you're gonna have to watch videos, you're gonna have to learn to edit if you wanna be an editor. And you can edit videos, like if you're amateur and you've just started, you could edit videos as low as $25 all the way to like $700 or $1,000 or way, way more, depending on how complex the video is. But let's say you got to the bare basics and you did $200 an edit. You had gotten to a more elite level, you were doing very complex things, and you were doing things for $200. And let's say that this influencer eventually gave you 15 videos to edit a month. That's $3,000. And then let's say we have 3 other clientele on top of that, then we have $9,000 a month. And this is all something we can do virtually and tell the clientele why we would add value to their lives. So that is something that you totally could do. And like I said, there's so many influencers, so many TikTok people, so many people that could truly use your help. There might also be somebody who is in the YouTube space or in the Instagram space and just starting TikTok and is doing so many different platforms that they don't have time to make all of the TikToks as well. And the TikTok price is gonna be a little bit different. Maybe it would be more like a package deal, and it would look something like 50 TikToks for whatever, or it's 20 TikToks for $100 or something, because they're just so quick and easy to make. So it all depends on the complexity and what you feel your time is worth. So think about those things. Another way to make money is to purchase baby supplies, pack and plays, cribs, high chairs, car seats, and rent it out. If you are in a place that has a lot of travelers and vacation spots, you could rent out those items. Currently, I feel like this might not be the best thing to do during a lockdown, but as things move up, I think this could be something that you could entertain. I have heard of companies making quite a bit of money by having a website and being a rental service to Airbnbs, local Airbnbs. They'll call this person prior to the person's checkout and they'll have everything loaded up so this person can have the experience that they need to have for their baby and everything is ready to go. The next way you can make money now, Amazon FBA. This is a way you could lose a whole bunch of money or make a whole bunch of money. So with this, it's kind of a little bit of a risk. So I'm gonna just be very blatant with you. It's one of those things where you need a lot of capital to get started. You're gonna need thousands of dollars to even start this. However, there's a lot of success on Amazon FBA. And I'm sure there's a lot of failures too. But a lot of people have been able to make 6 figures. There's a lot of people that have been able to make $500,000. There's a lot of people that have been able to make millions of dollars on Amazon FBA. And the good thing is we are about to start an entire Amazon FBA series. So I am so excited for that. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I think you should do it right now because you are not gonna wanna miss all of those videos to come. But like I said, this is one of the ways that people are starting to make a lot of money from home. A lot of capital at first, and if you do not do your due diligence and not do your research properly, this one's gonna be a big loss. But we'll talk about all those in the videos to come. Another way to make a lot of money is to blog. Now, when it comes to blogging, this is not my forte or specialty, so I'm not gonna sit around and talk about like I know it all. But I have heard bloggers be able to make anywhere from $2,000 a month. And like I said, you do need to start getting some traffic. You are gonna need to get some momentum, and there's a lot of back end and work that you can do to make this successful. I am not a blogger. I do YouTube. Pretty much, I guess I do YouTube. Yeah, I do that. But I don't really blog, so I can't sit here and tell you my back-end experience. I am gonna leave some links in the description box of people and how they've successfully started their blogs to help you guys out, but I don't wanna sit here and talk about things that I have no clue. But I do know that bloggers, once you kind of start getting going, you can make anywhere from $2,000 to millions upon millions of dollars, because the blog becomes very successful, and then they have one-off platforms on Instagram, on websites. There's lots of different ways for you to extrapolate your services and your skill sets. That can go anywhere from like $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month to millions of dollars. So blogging. You could also start a YouTube channel. Now let me give you my advice about YouTube. It usually takes about 6 months to a year to actually make good money on YouTube. And this isn't the money that we're gonna brag and like dance around and wallow in money on our bed. Not that kind of money. But when YouTube gets going, unless you have one of those viral hits and you're just like that one person that just gets viral hits, then you're totally awesome and super lucky and good for you. But from my experience, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of back end. Me and my husband were able to, with a lot of strategy and a lot of behind the scenes, literally, we studied for hours the algorithm and what was going on, and we did a lot of back end work, and we were able to help his channel literally explode almost overnight by really good research. So what I am gonna say is, if you are good at research and you know what you're doing, you can do some really big things. I'm gonna leave his channel right in the description box below so you guys can check it out. He is considering doing an e-course, spilling all of our secrets, literally everything we did to get his channel to skyrocket. If you guys want that, let me know in the comments below. I'm laughing because I'm like, are we really gonna do that? But you know what? Let's just share the wealth. Share the wealth, right? Another great way to make money is to transcribe. You can transcribe so many different things. We actually hired 2 different people on a monthly basis to transcribe in Russian and Arabic, I believe. And each person gets $30 every time they transcribe. Usually the video is a 15 to 20 minute video, so they could probably get that done in about 30 minutes. So if they did 2 of those an hour, that's $60 an hour, and let's say they have 7 clients a day, that's $420 a day times 7 times 4. That could be anywhere from $12,000 if we have high enough clientele. This is something that you can also pitch on Fiverr. I'm gonna mention all about Fiverr in a hot minute, but there's a lot of sites where you can pitch your skill set. So if you are bilingual or you can speak more than one language and you are fluent and you truly understand, that might be a really good thing for you. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is Fiverr. Fiverr, if you've never been on there, there's a couple other one-off sites other than Fiverr. Go to fiverr.com. I think it's spelled Fiverr.com. There's a couple other sites that are very similar that might be even a better fit for you. If you have a skill set, maybe you're the kind of girl who is motivated, maybe you have words of affirmation, maybe you have a packet that you can culminate and put together, maybe you can do logos, maybe you can design t-shirts, do YouTube titles. You'll do somebody's YouTube titles for the next couple months for X amount of price or whatever. Fiverr is pretty much usually means somebody will do anything for $5, but I have seen rates be higher on Fiverr before. So I don't want to go on saying all of that, but you can pitch whatever skill set that you have and present it to them. And I know people who kind of culminate package deals or package courses where they will almost regurgitate it and people just purchase it, and it's almost like a passive income kind of thing. For example, you did a little like e-course on how to get your YouTube channel to propel itself in the next 5 months. We landed it for $5, and let's say that we had 15 purchases a day. That is very aggressive. I do not foresee that. Let's be more realistic. Let's say it's $5, and let's say I had 5 purchases a day. Now I have 7 days a week because it's passive income, and now I have 4 months. That's $700 a month. It's not a ton of money, but that's just me being very like realistic and potential with you. I do foresee there being an SEO fighting match on Fiverr, just like there is on pretty much every site, Etsy, eBay, any place where it's e-commerce and people are trying to fight for their services. There's always a lot of services and a lot of freelance people, and we are gonna have to understand SEO. We are gonna have to understand the algorithm a little bit. SEO is search engine optimization, and we're also gonna have to figure out how computers work a little bit more. When I say that stuff, it is kind of important, and algorithms all work very, very differently. So an algorithm on YouTube and an algorithm on Etsy and an algorithm here and an algorithm there are all gonna be super variable depending on what platform, because that's the way that they've customized it to make it work. So for eBay, they're gonna favor 5-star ratings and X amount of sales and X amount of listings because they know that's gonna be more profitable from them at the end of the day. So there's a lot of different things that you do have to calculate. So do consider that when you start Fiverr, that even if you have a skill set and you're like the most awesome culinary chef and you're gonna be giving away like these 5 videos that you created that are so awesome and gonna elevate this person's culinary skills, just remember that we do have to think about SEO, optimizing those search engines so we can even be seen to even get our first sale. Next, Etsy. Talking about printables and e-courses or things like that, that's a great place where we could try to create something at home where we're not having a tangible thing, but we're able to help people in some way, shape, or form. Nowadays, people are more inclined to get printables and e-courses than ever before. A lot of times we have more of a minimal mindset, but our minds are so busy with the world that we do need to get a little bit more organized, or we do need to kind of get things going. So on Etsy, you could do printables of your schedule, financial budgeting, marketing plans, whatever your skill set is. Really tap into like, do I have a skill set? Would I be able to create that? Worst case is you have a skill set, whatever you've been good at or whatever you're good at or whatever your talent is, and you could always hire somebody on Fiverr to create the design of the printables, but then you created the meat and like the beauty of the organized packet, and then we can go ahead, we may have to pay a little bit of like a royalty fee, or we may have to pay a fee to make sure that we are able to reuse this for selling purposes. But then we have this package that somebody else helped us design, because maybe our expertise is not design, but we do have that knowledge that could really benefit somebody in the future. So that is one thing that you could also consider doing. E-courses on Etsy. You know, I wouldn't say Etsy is the right place for that. Teachable.com might be a really good spot. There's also webinars that you could do. Some of these things you're going to have to pitch yourself and you're gonna have to have people to present yourself to. So I feel like those could be a little bit more challenging if you're somebody who's like, I'm stuck at home, I lost my job, I don't know what to do, and I don't have time to pitch, or I don't have anyone to pitch to. Maybe those aren't the right path for you, but I'm just bringing everything to your attention that I do feel like would be a good fit for myself, like, or that I would choose to do. I want to present it to you. I don't want things like apps for 5 cents a pickle. I don't want that right now. I want things that could actually bring me some real hard income if I hustled, or if I was able to make that work, or if it was something that I was passionate about. Next, teaching kids English or teaching English in general. VIP Kids, I know a couple people who do this on a regular and love it. It is online, you sit and interact. It's kind of like Skype conversations, at least from what I've heard. I don't know a ton, so I'm not gonna go super in detail, but I know people can make anywhere from $1,500 a month all the way to like $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Those are the figures that I've heard. Look more into that. I'm gonna link it down below. Everything that I talked about, I'm gonna try to have a blog post or a link to those sites in my description box below to get you easy access to where you need to go. Another thing that you could do is to be a stylist or decor consult. Now, you may think that is so silly, that is so dumb. You could go as fancy as creating your own website and pitching it all over your socials, or it could be as simple as reaching out to some friends saying, hey, this is something that I'm dabbling into or I'm diving into, and this is my rate. I would love to take you on if you feel like you'd be willing to do it. And just be very transparent with people that you're not gonna do pro bono work right now, and you are trying to make a little bit extra cash, and this is a skill set that you're passionate about. Maybe you're a very stylish individual. A lot of my friends are so stylish, and I look at them and I'm just like, you just like know how to put yourself together. For me, I am just like, I'm like, oh, is this comfortable? Or like, I think this is good. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest with you. But some people just like, that's your skill. You have that eye, that vision, and you could reach out to people and start to become more of a word of mouth thing. If you are stuck at home, you can still do this virtually. People can put outfits together. Have you ever seen those Pinterest boards where it has like a necklace and a shoe and everything, and then they can send you the link to absolutely everything, and then the size variants, and then you just purchase it all virtually, and then you can go ahead and post your Instagram post or get ready for that virtual meeting at home, whatever you're doing. I'm doing a lot of this because you guys know that we're stuck at home right now. So this is in reference to being stuck at home. Another thing, being a decor consult. You can do that all virtually from your home. Some people like to meet face to face, but you could do a Skype call or chat with somebody. Maybe they have a space and they're not quite sure what to do with it. They can use their phone to virtually show you their entire room. They can send you pins or pictures of like inspiration or things that they like, and you can go ahead and create a couple picture boards that you think would be really nice for that space. And then you can either charge like an hourly fee, like that person gets charged hourly for your time, or you can get a percentage of some of the sales. Maybe they're getting a percentage of the vendors. And for decor consult, there's a couple different ways to do it. You get charged hourly for your time for arranging everything, and you may think nobody needs that in this time, but another way for you to make money from home is to be a freelance writer. Okay, this would never be something that I could do, but if you are an amazing writer and you have good grammar, this might be the job for you. People need writers for blog posts, for pamphlets, for websites, for books. Like if you're a ghostwriter, a lot of people need writers on a daily basis. Definitely consider that. If you are good with your words, you know what you're saying, this might be for you. I went to an event with a ton of writers. They were amazing. One of them was actually Freelance Writer, and she would write for different companies whenever she had an opportunity. So maybe she was writing for Goop one day and she was doing a couple articles for them about their fragrance line. And then another month, maybe she was writing for BuzzFeed, but she was able to make over 6 figures by having connections, knowing what she was doing, and getting going. This is something that you can create. 1, you know this is your skill set. 2, you know you're good at it. And 3, you know you want it. So make sure you know that, and then do the research and just do the back end, and you've got this. The next thing where you can make money from home is really cool is to be a meal planner, be a fitness coach, macro scheduling, accountability phone calls. I have a trainer, her name is Kaylee, and she is amazing. I'm actually gonna link her down below if you guys are interested. But I didn't even know this was a thing, and she kind of created this perfect package. She didn't go to school for it, but she has been in the bodybuilding world for a while, and she's also learned so much about this space. They've trained tons of people and gotten some really good results. I am not bodybuilding, and I still eat fast food on the occasion, but it was really nice to have somebody more accountable and to send me virtual workouts and virtual meal plans and virtual scheduling, and I could take pictures to see where my progress was. It was really nice to have that accountability. Now, if you do not have that background, but let's say you're really good at meal prepping, or you're really good at planning for meals, or macro counting, or maybe you've done really good at losing a lot of weight, or maybe you're just really good in the gym and you do have a really toned physique and you know your special sauce or your secret formula that helped get you there. Now, everybody's body is going to be a little different, and this is something where you're definitely going to want to sign something to protect yourself, because you don't want to hurt anybody and you don't want to make any decisions or ideas that could impact anybody in a negative health way. And this is one thing that if you have that passion and you have that skill set and you know the secret sauce to get a more lean or trimmer body, this could probably be a really good fit for you. The next way to make a little bit of extra cash, you are gonna have to reach out for this one, but is to be a life coach or an accountability coach. Now, you may say to yourself, like, really? What are you even saying? But I think it's better to, when you stop and think about it, when you get advice or you get tips or you get ways to better yourself, it's easier to get that insight from somebody else than your own self. A lot of times we do a lot of self-sabotage, or we'll tell ourselves like, oh, I'm never gonna get anywhere. Or we tell ourselves some negative things like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or yeah, I will do this. And we need somebody to really push us. I've never signed up for a life coach or an accountability coach, but let me tell you, I sure have thought about it. It's really cool and it's encouraging. I have a lot of friends that motivate me on a daily basis. If I didn't have them, I swear to you, I would have a life coach. But the reason I'm telling you that is because I can even see a strong value in them immediately. Even when you look at things from another perspective, so when you're in your own head, sometimes you can get fogged down or brought down, but then when somebody from the outside perspective looks in and says, you've got all the tools you need, everything's right in front of you, let's go. And they just can see the rainbow at the end of the tunnel and they are just ready for you. They give you that encouragement, they give you that light, but then if they were to go in their own world, sometimes they would get in the fog too. So sometimes having that extra perspective can really help encourage you. If you're positive, if you know how to be like super encouraging, if you've gone through a lot of hurdles and life struggles, a life coach might be good for somebody who's struggled with anxiety, or a life coach might be really good to help somebody achieve a better financial status, lots of different things. So explore that, see if that might be a good fit for you. Another thing that you could do is virtual bookkeeping and inventory management. So if you have local shops that are doing all e-commerce stuff right now, they may need a little bit of more help with their inventory management just because they are going to be outsourcing a lot of things and they may be struggling to get all the supplies they need. So just having somebody do some inventory management or virtual bookkeeping could be really helpful, and maybe that's a good forte for you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you appreciated this video. I'll have as much information as I can in the description box below, links to a lot of these sites. Also, I'll have links to any blog posts that I felt were really relevant to this information. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. I have some really good content. We got Amazon FBA content, budgeting videos, envelope system videos, you name it, coming your way. Thank you so much, and I hope this video encouraged you to get a crush on cash and figured out some cool ways to make some money from home. I love you guys. Have an amazing day, and if you liked this video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up.